There are other storage controllers, including one that's actually from a Magic mod, that I might as well discuss. Like the sophisticated storage controller. Apparently, you can link all the storage barrels and possibly the storage backpacks. I'm not sure. To this storage controller. You'd have to use this tool here. You have to put the link against the block that you want to link to. Okay, well, hold on a second. There was some block I couldn't place here. Wait, this I think is just stone. Yeah. But what did I do with my... Wait, I think I put them in my QIO system. Or at least I put the redstone repeaters in my QIO system. I'm wondering if I still have... No, apparently I don't. Not in there anyway. I must have moved it around. Let me check here. Yeah, there they are. And then let me see, do I have any... I wonder, can I just use cobblestone? Or maybe it would be safer if I use this kind of stone. And what was at the center of that again? Does it have to be a barrel, I wonder? Yeah, that's the problem. There are so many barrels. Yeah, I need these slabs. There we go. Well, it said it needed barrels before. I'm going to try with them anyway. See if that does anything. No. Apparently you need a barrel except when you need a chest. And you only need a specific kind of... Well, at least this time I can make it into a vanilla chest. Unless... I think I understand what the problem is, actually. It's not the chest and it's not the barrel either. It's the fact that I need to make them sophisticated chests and sophisticated barrels. What if that were possible? I think I turned a sophisticated chest into a regular chest into a sophisticated chest once. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Well, that's one storage controller done. But I'm probably going to put this stuff in the AE system anyway. And the other one is for storage drawers. These need blocks of quartz. I'm glad I hung on to them then. So where was my... yeah, here it is. what was this thing called? Oh, a storage controller. That's why I couldn't find it here. Oh, and they're both in there. All right. So this needs drawers. Now, what's the simplest kind of drawer to make? Well, I've got a simple 1x1 drawer. But we got these, which you can make by 2s. So I might as well use those. Actually, there. I think that's what I need because, yeah, 2 chests and fill the rest up with wood like that. Ah. Oh wait, I need stone. And there we are. Of course, the last one of these other controllers, it's from a magic mod, so I have to do this thing, and to build the base of it, I need this thing. You can see where all this is going. If I ever decide to take up magic, though. And here you can link tools, or link drawers if you ever get into drawers. I mean, the idea is not a bad one. It's just you got to think in a completely different direction. And let me see, I got other the configuration tool too. But back to, where was I putting these? I don't even remember. Here we go. Back to applied energistics. There's 2 other things I got to do. P2P tunnels. You can you can see what the instructions are here. I guess if you really want to look at them, you can always hit pause, freeze frame, and read the whole thing. But what exactly... I guess what you... I guess these are for... going to a really remote place in your base and getting to the controller from there. Which isn't exactly a bad idea, but I'm not so sure my base is all that large, all things considered. Okay, yeah, I got some of this left over. And some iron too. Come to think of it, might as well grab all this iron. So the P2P tunnel, need the actual crafting table for it. There we go. And this thing, I think, goes in the P2P tunnel. Now, if I could only get the recipe for a regular... Ah, here we go. Surprise, surprise, another calculation press. Calculation... calculation chip. I'll put this away somewhere. Well, you know how this is done. And after I've done that, all I need is, well, the memory card here. Oh, and apparently, how did I complete the other quest? Oh, it's because it accepts the any peer-to-peer tunnel, but you can apparently configure them for a particular type, which I guess is good if you're making a lot of something, which I sort of am, but it's only a lot of like one thing, or one particular kind of thing. Regardless, it's not like I really have much use for all this. I'm into applied energistics for the storage. As soon as I'm finished making the quantum entangled singularity, then I'll probably start adding stuff to it, and like all the stuff in all these boxes, because it's probably going to be a lot of, I mean, 64K. Maybe I can take all the bullets out of my QIO system and put them in there to save space. Because the QIO system has an upper limit of the amount of items you can have, and another upper limit of the amount of types you can have. But applied energistics, it has a limit, but it's made of bytes, and it's not as simple as that. Well, in any case, I'll find stuff. Well, there's a way to make like stacks of, let's say, dirt, which I have 900 of in my QIO system. I could, in theory, wonder if I can actually do this. Maybe not. I was thinking it can be cut like stone, but I'm guessing this isn't the case. Well, whatever. I'm sure if I mean, I can use wood. That you can, or regular cobbled stone, where if you use the stone cutter, you can cut one of these into two of these, and so that's double the amount. Of course, what I really need is, well, 64,000 worth of items, and I'm not entirely sure what that is right now. But I will be back, and when I am back, I will have a singularity that can put out those 256,000 items, like so. Now let me just deactivate this thing and shut it down. It's composed of 4 igneous extruders, each with its own lava block and water block. The igneous extruders have resonant upgrades which quadruple their output. And they're connected to ultimate logistical transporters, which are in turn connected to the matter condenser. I'm not picking these up. I don't know, maybe I gotta remove the upgrade first. It's gotta be it. Oh, and some of them still have some cobblestone in them. I already had 3 resonant integral component sets, but making a 4th wasn't exactly that hard, since I already had a lot of the next tier down, and all I had to do was whip up some resonant material, which is an alloy in thermal series, which I never really got into. It takes ender pearls, diamond dust, and tin, I think, or maybe it's lead. It used to be, however, that making Enderium alloy, that's what it was called, Enderium alloy, and the resonance was just a term for stuff that used Enderium alloy. They used to use, instead of the crushed diamonds, they used to use platinum. And platinum, sometimes there was an ore for it, sometimes there wasn't. And when there wasn't, it was a byproduct of nickel. And you had to put it through a pulverizer and hope it shows up as a secondary output. Okay, well, I'll just put this in. I was gonna just put this indoors. But anyway, now that I have this singularity, I need to separate it into 2 quantum entangled singularities. And to do that, I need the one singularity, an ender pearl, and some TNT to cause a detonation in the vicinity. Now where's there a nice open area? Here we go. Underground, just a bit. Now, I tried a couple of different ideas here, and one of them was just straight up quarrying the stuff. Alright, so I'm going to put a hole here, put the TNT in there. Get these out of my inventory. Throw the ender pearl, the singularity, and ignite the TNT. There's the kaboom. And voila! 2 quantum entangled singularities. Okay, now that we have those, we need to make the rest of it. I think it's supposed to place the quantum entangled singularities, each of them inside their own ring. You know how this teleport works? Well, the thing I'm about to build, I'm not about to build it, I'll build the materials for it. The quantum network bridge. It's the same principle. You're teleporting stuff from a remote location into your applied Energistics setup. Now that I don't need that 64K thing anymore, I might as well make an item cell out of it, like that, and stuff it in here, this ME drive, 63 types and 64 kilobytes. I'll just dump this back in so all these buckets don't take up quite so much space. Now I have been sort of looking ahead in the script here. I need 16 of these and 2 of these. Now the 16 quantum rings require 16 engineering processors and 32 logic processors, as well as some energy cells. Now the energy cells are going to require fluix dust. There's 16 of them, so 64 fluix dust, which is 32 charged Sirius quartz and 32 nether quartz and 32 redstone. So I came prepared. I'll just chuck all of these into this. Stop doing that. Into this pool here. I think this is how this works. Yeah, there we go. Ah. Now there's a couple of ways to crush this stuff. There's Create's way, AE's way, Mechanism's way, and I'll use Mechanism. Loud as it might be, it's the fastest and most efficient way of doing so. Speaking of different ways to do stuff, for the silicon, which I need 48 of, you can use this silicon press. You can use this multi-servo press here. And there you can do multiple at a time, which I don't want to do. But I already have 4 engineering processors. I forgot to factor in. Oh, they also need smart cables. 16 of them. Fortunately, I got that many. Now, I'm going to need 32 gold and, well, an even dozen diamond. And the presses for each of them. Logic and engineering. How's this coming along? Not too shabby. And this, also okay. So 16 energy cells. Oh, they require quartz glass too. I gotta grab that. Thank goodness I kept getting in rewards. Need more of that to go. Now a dense energy cell, which I'm not going to be using, takes 8 of these and a calculation processor around it. But it's basically AE's version of a battery, a big one. So there's your 16 energy cells. And this is nearly finished. And what else does this thing need? If I can find the recipe out of all this. Yeah, here we go. Iron. It needs iron. 64 units of it. So as soon as I've tossed the diamonds and the engineering presses in this multi-servo press, I'll go grab that. I've been doing the place up a little, by the way. Which is why there isn't as much iron as there was. I had to make a bit of an improvement. I was reviewing the turbine and how it was built, and it was accumulating steam, not using it. So instead I made it, let me see, can we see it out here? Yeah, it's 7 by 7. And I added a couple of more blades. So now it can make more energy. But there's another part to that, and that's how big your initial charge is. I used Oh, this is slow. I used 600 and I think it was 600 mega FEs to do that, as opposed to the minimum 400. And I think the more that the more oomph you have in your initial charge, I think it outputs more, but I'm not 100% on that, but I've got a third value ready just in case. Okay, I'll line this up here. That up there. It takes a long time to press diamond, but I suppose that makes sense. Do a couple of these. And maybe the diamond's done by now. Yeah, it is. So we're just going to make more sandwiches. This is going to take a while. I suppose I can return when the gold, when the logic when all these processors are finished. But let's get started on the link chambers. We need Fluix pearls. That's ender pearls with Fluix and Fluix crystal dust around them. We need 8 of these. Which times 8 more is 64 Fluix crystals, half of which are going to have to be processed into dust. Of those 64, we have 16. Come to think of it, I think we have something of a supply problem. I think I might need like one more Fluix crystal because I'll need to charge them. Yeah, I'll need to charge them, but charging them and then adding the nether quartz and the redstone. You know, one of those recipes makes 2 Fluix crystals instead of 1. So I'm going to go back. There it is. I'm going to go. I only need like 1 more. Alright, so while that's processing. Let's see, what was that thing called again? Yeah, quantum ring. Let's make our quantum... Oh, do we not have dense smart cables? I don't think we did anything with those before. So we have regular smart cables. We can make those into dense smart cables. Do I have any dense cables? I've got regular cables. Can I make those into I can make those into smart cables, or let me see, how else can I... Oh, make a dense covered cable into... It might be more economical simply to make another... I had like this one single shot thing of gray wool. Here it is. Might as well use it up and free up some space. So we've got covered cables, make them into dense ones, and then I need more redstone. Take the glowstone 2. There. That's 12 of them, and now for, I think I need 16 more wool. Didn't know I had string in here. Alright, so... make 16 more of those. Make those into dense cables. And make those dense cables smart. I thought those were ordinary smart cables. Oh, and this is finished. Okay, now we'll make the quantum rings, like that. And then the link chambers. We need 2 of them, and each of those needs 4 flux pearls. So we need 8 flux pearls. And there. And that completes Applied Energistics, at least in this quest pack. One thing I gotta say I'm relieved about is that it didn't have a quest to make like the maximum amount of storage, or every single piece of storage up to and including the maximum amount. Yeah, some packs do that, this one doesn't. Alright. So to demonstrate how this is supposed to go, let me see, I don't think I've ever actually set one of these up before. But as a demonstration, I don't think I'm going to... Let me see, I need to put it somewhere out of the way, but there's increasingly less of those the further I go on. Maybe I'll put it over here. And then a link chamber in the center. And you can see it all sort of comes together like that. And then I think, yeah, you place a singularity in there. And that's how you're supposed to set this thing up. And then I just have to connect it to the rest of the ME network. Probably run the cable along here if I wanted to. But I'd still need to keep both ends of it chunk loaded. So I suppose it's there if I need it. Anyway,